Hello, welcome to Business Reporter's The Best of British Business campaign. I'm Ashley Blake. Thermal performance, acoustics and vibration control are among the toughest challenges in modern construction. Getting them right is essential for buildings to be energy efficient, quiet and safe. But the demands of cost, the programming and design often force architects, engineers and contractors into uncomfortable trade-offs. Farrat has specialised in thermal performance and vibration control, and decades of engineering excellence has turned the company into a market leader in this complex field. I'm here in Altrincham, in the northwest of England, visiting Farrat at the headquarters. I'm meeting Managing Director Dominic West and People Director Sally Moxon to learn more about this classic British success story. Okay, let's give us an introduction. Why are thermal bridging and vibration crucial elements in any construction?
From a thermal bridging point of view, the problems they're facing is the energy efficiency of a building. So a thermal bridge is where the heat loss from a building can actually be up to 30% of the heat loss overall. And what they're finding now, especially with the new regulations and wanting to be more sustainable, is how do you stop that happening? And what we do is we have a thermal brake. It's the Farrat brake. In the industry, it's actually known as the Farrat brake, even if people don't buy it from Farrat. And what we do is we supply this product, and in the industry, it gets fitted, and then it solves the problems from the efficiency point of view. So it helps stop cold spots in a building. So the residents in the building, it's a much better place to live. A structural integrity of the building, it stops moisture coming into the building. So it sort of helps overall. And then from the vibration side of it, what we're trying to do is support the industry, especially within urban living. So you can have buildings that can be developed, multi-purpose buildings. So what you see quite a lot of now is bowling alleys, for example, being put in shopping centres. Well, in the past, you wouldn't want to have that because you'd hear the sound of the bowling ball. But now you can have a bowling alley that we've isolated the vibration. We put a floating floor and have our products underneath it. And then if you have an apartment above it, they won't be able to hear the bowling ball banging around. We've also got buildings that we do in London where you're building on top of the tube line and you've got the vibrations going up into the building. Now in the old days, the residents would feel the vibrations. So from a physical point of view or from a mental point of view, it would affect the people. It would affect the structural integrity of the building itself, creating cracks. And what we're doing is our engineers are very cleverly designing the bearings that go underneath the foundations and then prevent the vibrations going into the building and causing damage to the structural integrity or for the people who are living in the actual buildings themselves.
And so where does Farrat come in? What role do they play?
So we have specialist engineers, both within structural engineering and mechanical engineering. We also have thermal modelers. So our engineers are there to take a problem from a construction project that has issues with thermal bridging or has issues within vibration. What they do is design the solutions. And then what we also do is we design and manufacture bespoke solutions for those buildings.
When you say Farrat solve the problems, what makes you unique?
So our competitors will usually wait for the design to be given to them and they manufacture it for them. What we're doing is we're solving problems that the clients don't even know they've got. Our tagline is engineers on a mission, and that is to create a better world, and that's by using our solutions to help the clients do better within sustainability.
Out of all the many projects you've been involved in, perhaps you could give us an example of something that you're most proud of.
One project that we're extremely proud of is the Aviva Studios, which is home to the Factory International in Manchester. They won a number of awards, partly due to the acoustic control, the vibration control that we did as a business. We designed and we manufactured 2,500 acoustic bearings that were fitted into that project. And I think we're extremely proud to have been quite a key part of that project.
And we're sitting here in Altrincham. What happens at this building?
Everything happens here. So we have our engineers on site. So we have all the way from our thermal modelling, so at the start of the process, Then we have our structural engineers who are working on the designs, and then they pass that through to our operations team, and this is where we do the manufacturing. So our speciality is our manufacturing. We think that is something that is different for people because of our water jet machines and our rubber moulding, but we manufacture here on the site in Altrincham, and then we deliver straight to the construction area.
So what is it that Farrat actually make?
Okay, so we have two products. We have a Farrat brake, which is our structural thermal brake. This is a composite material that we cut using our water jet machine, and every time it's bespoke to the customer, depending on where it's going into it, the thickness or the size or the number of holes that within the Farrat brake is designed and then manufactured here in Altrincham. We have rubber bearings, as we call them. This is the vibration control product. We mould the rubber ourselves here. We have a couple of products which are painted, which is our Isoblock and our Isomat. These go in usually into an industrial setting underneath machinery, but it's moulded here in our machines in Altrincham. We then have our presses, which make it to size, and then the water jet finally will cut it to finish it off for the customer.
And how long have you had a footprint at this site?
So we've been a business in Altrincham since 1959. So we're a family company. It was started by Richard Farrell, and we've been here in this site since the 1970s, but actually we were only across the road from 1959. So this is where our roots are, and this is where we're very proud to still be operating from.
What struck me during my visit at Farrat was how diverse their team was in terms of age, gender and nationality. So I caught up with Sally Moxton to learn how their company culture helps to attract and retain talent. I just want to find out, what's the best part of your job? You seem to enjoy it really, really well.
People. I know that is a real cliche, but there is a reason why I've spent 20 odd years in that profession, and it is people.
And Farrat are employing what, more than 75 people at the moment?
Yeah, so we're around that. We also have sort of subcontractors as well. We've got internships, work experience students, so we do have a sort of temporary contingency of staff. So we're probably around about 70 full-time staff members, and then a few add-ons, if you like.
Where do you get these type of people from?
We're a big believer in homegrown talent, so we do an awful lot around sort of early careers. We're quite niche in terms of the engineering that we do here, and so it really helps that we can bring people in and grow them and mould them in terms of the skills and the capabilities that we need. Having said that, again, the diversity of the workforce is really important, so it's important for us to get experience from outside the business, but also outside the industry as well. So, you know, I'm a prime example of that. I'd sort of never worked for an engineering company before I joined Farrat. But yeah, the homegrown piece is really important to us. So we have T-level work placement students who come to us. We do apprenticeships. We've got graduates. So we really do look at all levels of what I'll call that early career, as well as the more experienced recruitment that we do as standard.
A person could have all the qualifications, but not necessarily fit in with the Farrat culture. Mm-hmm. Why would that be? What are you looking for?
We always talk about culture add. So it's not about culture fit, it's about what you will add to the culture at Farrat, because we are fiercely proud of it. So we want people who will work as one team. As I mentioned, the passion and personalities are really important. We want people to be able to come to work and be themselves. One of our values at Farrat is that we say there is always a way. We want people coming in who will say, we can do that, and we're not sure how, but we will find a way to do that. What's really deep-rooted and comes from our CEO and owner, Oliver, is that passion to give back, to go what we call go beyond the job and give back to communities, the industries we work in, education, the environment. That's hugely important to us.
It's quite refreshing to hear a company that's been going for as long as Farrat has to have that sort of attitude towards giving back to the community. Perhaps you can give us some examples of what you get up to.
So, for example, we've got unlimited volunteering hours that all of our staff members can do. So if they're passionate about a cause, then they can go and explore that. But we also have our own partnerships as a business, for example, in the sort of charity world. So we partner with local organisations. G-Force is one of them, which is a local charity. We also partner with Wood Street Mission, and our aims are very much rooted in social impact. So we want to, do the best that we can for STEM bringing women into STEM. That's something that is a big focus for us. But also the socially disadvantaged young people. We do scholarships, for example. So we have a strategic partnership with the University of Salford, where we do lots of employability projects with them. We've got partnerships with a huge array of local further education colleges. We were one of the first employers in the Trafford area to start working with Trafford and Stockport College around T-level work placements when they were introduced by the government a few years ago. And we've had about 5 or 6 students. One of them, Amelia, we actually employed her over the summer. She's now on her apprenticeship. She's doing a quality engineer apprenticeship with us. So we do a lot with local universities and education as within the community.
Sally, thanks very much for taking me through what Farrat are all about.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for coming in and talking to us all about our fantastic journey at Farrat.
I've been talking to Dominic West, Managing Director, and Sally Moxon, People Director at Farrat.